Hey, Brycey. Welcome. So we're going to turn on some music right now. I didn't even realize they have copyright-free gospel music. Welcome. I see another person in here. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Let's turn this up some and get the...
Pray in the room prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time.
Hey, Otto. I'm 41.
Prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the room prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? Pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the room prayers.
Oh, thank you
Lord,
so much, Prayed Up. I appreciate you.
But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you
Just in case Otto didn't hear, I'm 41.
for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the room prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you be right on time.
Hey, TJ Humphreys.
You pray in the room prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve.
God bless you all.
Too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the room prayers. You want to ask God to help you be right on time. You pray in the room prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve?
Hey, shout where you all are from. Oh, TJ, I'm praying for you right now. Right now, in the name of Jesus, that God covers your body.
I want to be ahead of the curve.
And that He gives you healing in the name of Jesus. I'm so sorry for your diagnosis.
You want to ask God to help you be right on time.
But you do not have to end at that. You do not have to end at that, TJ.
I want to be ahead of the curve.
God can take your body and He can heal it.
Still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back. You pray in the wrong prayers.
God bless you,
You want to
TJ.
ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the wrong prayers.
Everybody shout from
Lord,
where you are now. What state are you in? What state are you in?
Are you still going to be consistent
And TJ,
to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the wrong prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the wrong prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the wrong prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You pray in the wrong prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back?
I'm praying for you right now, TJ.
You want to ask God to help you be right on time.
No, I'm not married. Prayed up.
Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You pray in the prayers.
Hey, y'all double tap and send me some hearts. Send me some hearts up the screen. You know, you can send the hearts all the way up the screen.
Too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back?
Oh, thank you so much for liking it.
You want to ask God to help you.
There's like a section at the bottom.
You praying the wrong prayers.
Oh, that's
Lord,
you?
I want to be
Thank you
ahead
so
of the
much.
curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve, are you still going to be consistent enough to wait for the curve to hit you in the back? You're praying the wrong prayers. You want to ask God to help you to be right on time. You're praying the wrong prayers. Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve.
So I put that loop on for myself earlier today. Um, do I have a Cash App? I do. I have a Cash App. If you go to my channel,
Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve.
you'll see like something that you can share Cash App. I don't even know my Cash App name right off bat. Yeah, my zipper. You say my zipper? Oh yeah, I have to keep my zipper up.
I want to be ahead of the curve.
Let me try to find my Cash App. But thank you for even asking about my Cash App. I really appreciate you. I'm going to tell you something that almost made me cry today. Well, actually, I did cry a little bit earlier. I had a long time sister friend to send me, well, she just called me out of the blue. And it shook me so bad because today has been crazy. When I say today has been a rough day, just imagine today was rough. But you have to understand how God wants to bless you, and He wants to get you to a place. Oh yeah, prayed up. The comment, that comment above was for prayed up. Um, I don't see anything, Bryce. Could you type it again for me? Bryce is going to share my Cash App. If you don't mind, Bryce, would you please share my Cash App? I know she knows it. And Tiger, I'm live, so be careful behind me, okay? Just for your privacy purposes. I'm live right now.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, so thank you so much, Bryce. Bryce just shared my Cash App, prayed up. I never ask for money. Like I just don't. You said edits show. Do a 360 for what? But no, I'll say this. Today has been, it's been a day. But when my friend from long ago contacted me, she man, and I pray that I don't get emotional because I get embarrassed to cry in public. So I'm not that type of person that's an attention seeker. But when I say she came on, she called me out of the blue and I was in the middle of work. Normally I wouldn't answer the phone. And then plus it didn't even dawn on me who it was because the number wasn't saved in my phone. This is a newer phone. And so I was like, who is that? So I answered and she said her name, but it still didn't register because I haven't talked to her in such a long time. And I was like, man, from the way that I went to sleep last night to my day today, it has been a day. Just imagine praying for something and believing in something, and then a person embarrassing you about it, like just mocking you about it. Just imagine that. I'm not sure if you all have been through a situation where somebody from the inside, they know what you've been praying about. They know what's been prophesied to you. They know different things. But then at the most inopportune time, they use that against you to just kind of mock you, to just kind of pick fun with you. And so it was just one of those type of days. But I still had to go to work. I still had to take care of my children. I still had to handle business nonetheless. So I'm in tech and real estate. but I'm in betwixt and between, like trying to get ready to relocate. What does that look like? Um, am I supposed to be relocating to that area to where my job is? Or should I try to look for another job? But it's in my dream area. So I just been really heavily praying to God and asking him what to do. And I understand in your darkest hour, God will bless you. um he'll send somebody, he'll send a ram in the bush. It's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be able to speak a word, even when those people that's closest to you may not be the nicest. They may not have the words to say. They may not have the capacity to be able to help you. And so she called me out of the blue, and like I said, I didn't know who it was. So when I answered, I was like, hey, it didn't register at first. And then she went on to say something else, and I picked up her voice. I was like, oh my God, you are such and such and such. I remember the industry that she was in. She used to be a flight attendant. And anybody that knows me personally, like real personally, I'm a aviation enthusiast. And so when I realized who it was, I was like, oh my God, this is like a treat. But she said, I want you to keep going. And I'm like, wow, I didn't get a chance to even say anything, but God knows. And the reason for me going live today is to just encourage you all, to let you know that no matter what's going on, no matter what you're facing right now, I don't care what it is, no matter whatever you're facing, God will be able to take care of you. And he sees. Don't feel bad when stuff is going on around you and you don't have the answers. Nobody has the answers all the time. Some people can be fake and phony, and they can act like they have it together all the time. They don't. They absolutely don't have it together all the time. But you have to get to the point where you're like, God, I trust you, and that's all that I have. That's all that I have. I don't have anything else. So whatever you're telling me to do, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And when she encouraged me today, she went through some of the things that she remembers me doing from my past. She's like, I remember you doing this. I remember you doing that. But she said, although you don't have the capacity to do that right now, keep doing what you can. And that meant everything to me, because she's like, I see you, and I you're valid. Your voice is important. You are important. Sometimes people don't really realize words, no matter. I'm the strong friend, so my kids pick at me because I'm just like emotionless sometimes. But the strongest person sometimes can break down the worst, because you are strong for everybody else. But who checks on the person that's the strongest in the group? Who tries to keep other people together? Like, what happens to that person who is normally the strongest? Who encourages them? And in my prayer time before I went to bed last night, I was asking the Lord, so I I'm just gonna throw up my hands, because I'm done with the situation. I'm done with it. And for her to call me today out of the blue, and I haven't talked to her in a few years. This was like COVID time. The last time that I physically like seen her, this was COVID time. Like, we were at Botanical Gardens, and I was like, wow, this is really a treat to know that my prayers went up last night, and they did not fall on what is it, fallow ground. Some people use that term. I don't know what the term is, but it didn't just hit the ceiling and then bounce back. It meant something to God. And so I want to encourage all of you all. You may be in a place right now where you don't know the answers. You don't have to know, because if you go into prayer and you ask God to help you, he'll be able to help you through every situation. And woe unto the person who is trying to make it hard for you to get ahead, make it hard for you, and create stumbling blocks all around you. Um, Woe unto them, because especially if you're trying to live a holy and a righteous life, Woe unto those people who are being hindrances, creating blockades in your journey. Woe to them. Woe means I feel sorry for you, baby, because you're about to get it. The definition of woe, let me go to it, and that's WOE. Woe is a great sorrow or distress. So it's misery, sorrow, distress, wretchedness. Woe, that's in the Bible. Listen, those are like trouble is coming to you because you are playing in people's faces. Like, don't try to hurt people, especially when they honestly are trying to live a fasted life, a prayerful life. Don't do it. It will be better. It's a Bible verse that says it'll be better for you to tie a millstone around your neck than to cause people to fall and to hurt them. I heard this scripture the other day and it stuck with me. I couldn't get rid of it. And it was Matthew chapter 18, verse 7. Matthew chapter 18, verse 7 says, woe. Remember that word I just said? Trouble, sorrow, distress, wretchedness. Woe to the world for temptation to sin. For it is necessary that temptation comes, but woe to the one by whom the temptation comes. Another way to say it is, what sorrow awaits the world because it tempts people to sin? Temptations are inevitable. That means that temptations are going to happen. But what sorrow awaits the person who does the tempting? That means that when people are like coming to play in your face and acting like you're just supposed to be okay with it and you're just no, you have to be really, really careful, be really, really mindful about hurting people. And that's all that I came to say today. I want to pray for you all that you don't get discouraged in your well-doing. You don't give up in your well-doing. If you continue on, do you think the God that you serve is going to forget about you and the time that you're spending with him? Do you think for one moment that you're going to be lost out here in this world? He will make an example of your life. He'll cause strangers to come up and bless you. He will cause people from the north, the south, the east, and the west to come after you and take good care of you. I remember the story of Joseph, and I love that story. He had the coat of many colors, and he told his brothers because he had a dream. And that's why you got to be really, really careful about telling people your dreams. Be careful about where you share your dreams. You could share it and people could just be smiling and then trying to pray against you the whole entire time because they're trying to figure out like how do you have the power to dream like nobody else can dream dreams. Any of us can dream dreams. It's just some of us have the capacity to receive it and actually believe that that dream can come to pass. So Joseph had a dream and he ended up telling that dream to his family. And oh my God, when he told that dream to his family, it ended up biting him in the behind. Like in the very beginning, it bit him in the behind because he shared his dream with the family and they got jealous. More specifically, his brothers played a trick. They pushed him down into like a well. And I'm just thinking like, wow, did it really hurt him? Like, because apparently he had to be far down if he did not have the capacity to climb up. So they pushed him down in the well. And I think they took his coat back to the father and made it seem like the boy was dead. So after a while, I guess the search party was over. But the royals found him. And they brought him into their kingdom. And so famine hit the land and he was that same person that everybody pushed in the pit, his own family pushed in the pit and forgot about him and tried to play in his face. He ended up being so blessed later on. He went into the king's palace. He was so blessed later on. Thank you so much, Sin. I really appreciate you. He was so blessed later on that when famine hit the land, catch this now, that same person that their family pushed him down in the well, he ended up being that same person coming back to cover and to keep them, being able to provide for them. And guess what? He had a giver's heart because he didn't even act stupid. Because you can, rightfully so. He could have been like, "Oh no, that's them. Pass them over. Don't even give them anything because they don't even deserve it." He could have been like, "No, I remember when my brothers threw me in the pit and left me for dead. Never came back to check up on me. I remember when." He could have been that way. Go back, baby. He could have been that way, and he could have said, "Don't, King, don't even give him anything." But guess what he did? He didn't do that. He shared. He made sure that his family was taken care of. So even in your going through, just realize sometimes it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful in the very beginning because you're going through it. You may not get the sorries that you deserve. You may not get those apologies. Sometimes people will really gaslight you and make you feel like it's just you, it's just you. No, it's not just me. It's you got a problem within yourself that you don't want to deal with, and so therefore, oh, nothing's going on. All day anime. I'm telling the Bible story. So anybody can understand this all day anime about not treating people how they treat you, especially if they did you wrong. Making sure that you have that heart because you're going to be blessed. That's all it is. That's the moral of the story. You're going to be blessed. And don't worry about if somebody treats you wrong. God is going to bless you. He's going to elevate you. He's going to get you away from those people. And when he elevates you, don't forget where your blessings come from. But then don't even hold it against the people that did you wrong. That's just the story that I told. That's what's going on. And for everybody else, thank you so much for watching. I've been on here for 22 minutes, well, 23 minutes now. I just want you to understand God is with you. He's going to cover you. He's going to keep you. Had a friend that's always trying to blame me when we have a disagreement, but I do miss my brother. And I hate that too, because some of your biggest hurt can come from it can come from the people that are closest to you. You said it's your friend, but it's like your Baba Tunde. Hi, Baba Tunde. So yeah, some of your worst hurt. That's why it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Why? Because it was somebody that you knew, that you loved. Because if it was some random stranger on the side of the road that you're just passing, it wouldn't bother you at all. Of course not. It wouldn't even affect you. That's why that pain up close, it hurts you and it can stick with you sometimes. But you know what? All according to whatever happened between you and your friend, maybe you can, if it's not something that you're not going to be going against your own beliefs, to go and say hello one day or send a quick text. Say, hey, I thought about you today. I didn't want anything. Just want to say hello. I want to be ahead of the curve. Yeah, so Florida is going to be blessed and nothing's going to happen to Florida until God allows it to. In that case, everywhere is done, and it's not. So nothing is going to happen until it's supposed to happen. So with that being said, thanks. Yes. Yeah, I hope and I pray that even if you send a text message, if you feel comfortable sending a text message, because sometimes some people are in your life for a reason. They're in your life for a season or a lifetime. And if that person was just supposed to be in your life for a season, sometimes it's not really important to go back and reopen that season. They were there to possibly teach you something. But if they were a lifetime friend, they're supposed to be there for a lifetime. Me and my very best friend, we fell out years ago, back in 2015. We stopped talking all the way from 2015 to the top of 2020. And when she came back stronger than she ever came back before. We were both having gone through a divorce from my previous spouses. And, sometimes it's not about you all day anime. Sometimes it may be something that a person is going through on the inside of them that they don't want to face. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. It's not always you. So just search your heart and see, like, if you were like a cause, take responsibility for your actions. I have to see, because this dude has been a good friend for years, but we never agree. Sometimes it's always an argument. I think I just don't need any negativity. And you know what? You have to be good with that. Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. So yeah, all day anime, you, especially if you know within your heart of hearts that this is not something that you're supposed to re-explore. Like, if they bring just a negative atmosphere every time that they come, that may not be your person that you need to be around. It doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore. It doesn't mean that that's not your boy. It's just, listen, some people don't need to be around. They just don't need to be around. And when they come back into your life, sometimes it can just bring turmoil. Yeah, so pray for everywhere. Power is infinite. Pray for everywhere. Love from Palestine. Thank you, love from Palestine. I appreciate you. Power is infinite. Thank you. You say I look fresh. Thank you. I appreciate you.
You pray in the wrong prayer.
Wow. Yeah, I'm a mom of three. That's my youngest daughter right here. That's Tiger. She's about to be 12 tomorrow. Can you believe it? Then I have a 13-year-old son. That's my son. And then I have a 19-year-old daughter. She's in college. So, yeah, I'm a mom already. I'm a divorced mom of three. And yeah, I believe. I have some crazy dreams, crazy visions. I have crazy ambitions. And I believe with people who other people don't believe. Like, I believe in the underdog. I believe that everybody has a blessed story. I believe that you can have whatever you say you can have. Thank you so much. I'm 41. Power is infinite. I need to come and move to Palestine or Pakistan, wherever you are. Yeah, I'm 41 years old. Power is infinite. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's my children. I remember the day that I gave birth to every last one of them. I remember that day. I remember those days. My God. So, yep, I'm a mom of three. And I just came on here to YouTube to share love. I'm here to spread love, and it's not just here in the United States. I'm here to spread global love. I'm here to spread global love. One day, I want to go and visit Bali. I've been to Dubai already. That was years ago, back in 2009. But I want to go to Bali. I want to go to visit Tahiti. I love places that have beautiful oceans. I want to go to the Dead Sea one day because of the salt content. I really want to see, can I float? Oh, you're Jamaican all day anime? Oh no, I was talking to Power is Infinite. Power is Infinite is from Pakistan. Hey, Ashaful Mondal. I hope I'm saying it the right way. Yeah, show me some love, y'all. Heart, thumbs up the video. Thumbs up the video. I'm really about to get off now. It's been literally 30 minutes coming up here in a few seconds. But I love you all. I got big dreams, big ambitions. And I believe right along with you, whatever you want to dream, whatever you want to build, whatever you want to do, I believe. Hello. Thank you so much, Ashraful. I appreciate you.
I want to be ahead of the curve.
Okay, all day anime. I appreciate you for coming on. Hey, Yasmin. Hello. Bless you. Power is infinite. Mashallah, Ashraful. Thank you so much. Ana ismi Aida Torah. All right. I love you all, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Take care, everybody. Love you.
Lord, I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be ahead of the curve. But if you're too far ahead of the curve,